Hi, and thanks for listening to Gossip with Celebitchy, where we talk about celebrity gossip, entertainment news, fashion, and royals. This week we have a spoiler-free talk about Game of Thrones. We also discuss Lori Loughlin's continued delusion, the royals, Kim Kardashian, and Jason Momoa. We got some great feedback this week, and we end with our weekly feature, the comments of the week. The photos, stories, and memes we talk about here can be found at celebitchy.com through the podcast section at the top, and the link is also in our show notes. Hi, I'm Katie, the founder and editor of Celebitchy.com, and I write as Celebitchy.
I'm Chandra, the head writer for Celebitchy, and I write as Kaiser.
This week was weird because the beginning of the week really sucked, right? I don't know if it was the stories or...
No, I didn't think it sucked. I enjoyed the whole preview of, Game of Thrones, like all the excitement about it, and then it's carried me through this week. All the buzz about the first episode, and I'm leaning into it.
We can talk about that first if you want. I write this little agenda for us, and Game of Thrones was second, but if you want to talk about Game of Thrones first, we can.
Well, we can. It was just very exciting. If you watch the show, if you are reading the recaps and all of the drama, it's just very exciting. We only have 4 more weeks to go. And I feel like everyone just knows that this is the last season. This is the last time we'll ever be able to enjoy it like this. We're just going buck wild. Like all of the Game of Thrones stands, we're just like, okay, here are all the theories, and here's all of our excitement, and here's how it could end, and how we don't want it to end. It's amazing.
So you probably saw, because I wrote it in our little notes, I watched it last night.
Good.
And I was really impressed. I get it now. I haven't watched it since season 4. So that was 2014, I think. But I started watching it again with the first episode. And it was really good. It's very cinematic. The writing is funny, just subtly funny.
Yeah, there were a lot of funny moments in the first episode. I mean, I'm assuming that it's going to get a lot darker in future episodes. I came a little bit late to Game of Thrones. I probably didn't start watching until halfway through the second season.
Okay.
But I mean, I've seen all of the first season, obviously. I caught up. I think that you can definitely tell when they stopped having George R.R. Martin's books to base it on. There's a very profound line between, okay, this is when they're just starting to make up stories. I mean, using his notes as an outline, obviously. He told them what happened, but they had to make up a lot of stuff and decide how to get these characters to various points.
Yes.
I've been enjoying that, though. I'm glad that we're going to get a resolution before Martin can finally, write it.
If he ever writes it.
Yeah, if he ever writes it. Because, I mean, in the books, I think Jon Snow is still dead.
I get it. I absolutely get it. It is a great show. I don't know all the plots and all the details, but it is so fresh. The writing is great. It has these sweeping visuals.
I guess what I'm saying is that you should have kept watching after season 4 because it got really good. Especially after Joffrey died. Fuck a Joffrey. I hated him.
He was awful. I'm glad he died. I did see when he died up until a little bit after that. It was hard to take, and also it felt too much like work because it was really detailed. And I was doing the recaps, and I'm shitty at recaps because I'm too detail oriented. I'm not good enough at going to a higher level. So I'm glad you do those because you're much better than I am. I just get too lost in the weeds. But it is a great show. It's as good as any Lord of the Rings, any big budget film in each episode. So I totally get the hype over it. It is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. They'll do one episode every season where they just spend so much money, and it's a battle scene. A few seasons ago, it was the episode of Hard Home. You could just see all of the money that they spent on it. On the special effects, on all of the actors and stuntmen, and how much time it must have taken to coordinate all of it.
Yeah.
It's nice to see HBO spending that money.
And it's paying off for him. The show, I looked it up, it had the highest ratings ever for any Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And people love it. I can see why.
Everyone who's covering Game of Thrones is getting extra viewership, extra readers, and that's been true of us too. Every story I've written, I feel like people are really interested in it and
invested in it too. Yeah,
invested in trading theories and trying to figure out what's going to happen next.
And for the most part, it's been like we were talking about last week, it's been wonderful and people are really supportive of each other. And there's not a lot of arguing like there is on other posts where we have opinions or.
Yeah, well, people disagree, especially like when it comes to how we see women, how we see women in leadership.
That happened this week. That's what I was going to say too. That happened this week with that interview with the guy who plays Samwise and him trashing Danny.
No, not Samwise, Samwell.
Samwell.
Samwise is from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like Lord of the Rings.
All right, well, John Bradley plays Samwell Tarly, and he's sort of like the avatar of George R.R. Martin. He said some shit. He talked some shit about Daenerys.
Yeah.
His character thought that she approached things like a psychopath because
she killed his dad.
Yeah, she killed his dad and brother, and she told him in sort of like a cold way. And I thought that was very judgy. I thought that was...
They identify with their characters, they really...
Yeah. You wouldn't say that about one of the male characters. I just had a totally different interpretation of how she did that, apparently. So that was a big argument about whether or not...
It's the first time people were arguing in a Game of Thrones post. So I was like, okay.
All right, so we can move on from Game of Thrones.
I just want to say, we were asked if we could do recaps, but we're not going to do that for a couple of reasons. One is because we come out on Monday mornings. We just don't have enough time. And also, people haven't watched it by then. So if we publish that, we don't want you to have to wait, to listen to us if you're waiting to watch Game of Thrones, and we'll spoil it for people. So.
Yeah, and plus I write the recaps on Monday morning anyway.
Exactly.
So just check in with the site and you can read my recap and talk about it if you're ready.
Yes. And then you can make that decision. Or when you listen to a podcast and you're driving or whatever, it's hard to fast forward past stuff. Other stories this week, Lori Loughlin is outrageous. She's leaning into this victim role. And I don't get why she's perseverating
she's
on
like
this.
A ball of white privilege. She is.
She had a clueless ball, but she should have pulled back. Just have the self-awareness to be like, okay, that tactic is stupid. People are not going to agree with me. Even if I think I'm Miss Perfect Lily White innocent for protecting my daughter. And wouldn't you do that for your daughters too?
Faith-based. You forgot
faith-based. Even if I felt that way about myself, which I wouldn't, so I guess I have no perspective on this bullshit, I would realize that the general consensus is I'm not a likable character. Instead of realizing that, she's covering People magazine and really just playing it up and saying how bad we should feel for her, and it's outrageous.
Like, I get self-pity. I get that. I'll have my moments where I'll wallow in self-pity and I'll be very, woe is me. I can't believe everyone is attacking me like this. Or, I can't believe so many things are going wrong right now.
Yeah.
I have those moments. But what I don't do is I don't call up People magazine and be like, it's so unfair that they're calling me a cheater. And I understand, like, how you go to that place. I really do. That's whatever, a justification that she might want to think about and just kind of, oh, woe is me. I can't believe that everyone's doing this to me. But don't call up People magazine and try to push that narrative, especially when it's really obvious that you are a cheater, that you did scam your daughters into college.
She continued to do this even after it came out that she was facing much more serious charges and that she could face more time in jail. All she did was dig in her heels and be like, oh, you should feel sorry for me. This is a family matter. How is it a family matter? The feds are involved, lady. You are delusional.
The FBI has tape of her organizing part of the fraud, but it's just a family matter. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But it's only family matters when it comes to white people. Have you noticed that? I mean, if it was a family matter between an African-American family dealing with marijuana charges, I bet it wouldn't be a family matter.
It's not. And we've heard so many stories of women being sent to jail for just lying about where they live so their kids could go to a better school.
Right.
The system is inherently unfair. That shouldn't even rank that high on lists of offenses. It's quite understandable that people do that. So the schools should be a lot more equal than they are. Loughlin should go to jail or prison. She should go to prison.
She should go to prison.
Yeah.
The quotes from the People magazine stories were amazing in their delusion. You wanted to read them. Go ahead.
Thanks for humoring me. I like reading them. Okay. The idea of going to trial is terrifying for Lori. Everything comes out in trial, whether or not it's relevant to the case. She will lose every bit of her privacy, and that's a shame. This really is a family matter. This is putting unspeakable stress on her and her family. They're having to play this all out publicly, and they're fair game for jokes and memes, but also outraged by people who are saying that they are cheaters. She will continue to make a good faith effort to put this case behind her, and she hopes the prosecutors will do the same.
Ridiculous.
So those are all source quotes given to People magazine in their cover story. I guess she doesn't have any lawyers telling her, well, you better not keep doing this strategy. Wouldn't you hire like a PR team or something? Like you would hire a PR team and be like, okay, tell me what to do now.
Yeah, crisis manager, obviously.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that at least one of the quote unquote sources to People magazine, I think one of them is her lawyer.
They said a legal source. Yeah.
Yeah, legal source. I think one of them is her lawyer. And Lori and Mossimo, they need new lawyers because they are getting terrible advice.
Well, they probably fired the lawyers that were up front with them and picked the ones that would just kiss their ass. That's what those people do. That's what the celebrities, a lot of them do. Just hire people who will do whatever they say. Plus, these people, of course they would do that. Look, that's how they got to where they are. They're not the kind of people who take straight advice.
And then the latest stories are that maybe one of Lori's daughters are under investigation.
It's probably that Olivia Jade. I just read today that Bella, the other one, deleted her Instagram, which I've never seen.
Yeah, I've never looked at it either.
No.
But I bet it is Olivia Jade because I feel like she's the one who needed more help getting into college. You know, she's the bigger idiot.
And plus, she put all this incriminating stuff out there. All you have to do is go through her YouTube and Instagram, and you could be like, oh, she didn't go to this class. She didn't do that. She pretty much chronicled it. She built the case for him. So.
Exhibit A, here is your YouTube video. Where you talked openly about how your parents scammed you into college. I think the entire family is just all going to turn on each other. I really do.
Ooh, so one of the latest stories is in Us magazine saying that everyone feels bad for her. They think the situation was something concocted by her husband. So now Lori's turning on Mossimo. What did you say today? That they're all going to eat each other. I like that.
Yeah. And I think the daughters are going to turn on the parents, too. Olivia Jade is definitely going to turn on her mom. Come on. She is. Especially if the feds offer her a deal.
Well, she seems like the kind of person who just gets in a room with somebody and just talks. Like, she'll just spill her shit. Because that's her whole job. Those people don't think about what they're saying. They just tell it.
She'll be like, are we on the record now? And like, you've been talking for 2 hours.
She's just going to talk. She doesn't know.
All right. And then as we're recording this on Thursday, we're still waiting to see if Meghan is going to give birth. Hopefully by the time this comes out.
If she does, we'll do a little update.
Okay.
I'll stick it in there if you don't want to call in or whatever, but we'll do a little update on her.
Well, I am feeling like it's going to happen soon. I said this week. That was my prediction, but I don't even know anymore.
First babies are late a lot of times, so it might be a little bit, I'm hoping into next week just so we can take some time off.
But I'm already feeling like she's late. Aren't you?
She might be. I was 2 weeks late.
Yeah, my mom was 2 weeks late with me.
Yeah, it's very common for women to be late in their first babies.
I think about that all the time. Like, was I meant to be a Virgo? I don't know.
I believe in that. I only look it up when I'm like depressed and need some good news or something. Ooh, money's coming to me or my relationship's good or whatever it is. That's when I look it up.
No, my horoscopes are never good, so I stopped reading them. But I do wonder, like, was I supposed to be a Virgo? I don't even know. Maybe I was supposed to be a Leo. But no, I'm peak Virgo anyway.
I don't know. If I'll read it and I'll be like, oh, that's right. And then I kind of blow it off and think it's all bunk.
Meghan's baby is either going to be an Aries or a Taurus. I think so.
Okay.
When does Taurus start? April 20th.
Oh, okay. So it'll be a Taurus. But again, I don't buy into all that. I don't know how relevant it is.
I buy into it because I don't get along with Gemini. So I buy into it. So we're waiting for Meghan to give birth, and it's like the silly season as we're waiting. That happened with all of Kate's pregnancies too, where people just started reporting whatever bullshit, came to mind about nannies and birth plans and whatever. And so one of the big stories about Meghan was, she might have an American nanny, or she might even hire a male nanny, a manny.
Who cares?
And I don't think she will do either of those things, but if she does, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just about who she has chemistry with, who Harry likes, who gets along with the baby.
Who has the experience and all that too. They'll just pick who they pick. And they might also want to make sure that they pick somebody who's going to keep their fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, that too.
And who doesn't have ties to anybody in the press or any of the other royal staff. That's probably why they're looking for an outsider with all the crap that's been spewed about her.
But say what you will about Kate and her helpers or whatever, but Nanny Maria has stuck around. Their nanny has been there for years and years, since George was a baby.
I bet they really love her. Didn't Maria dress Charlotte for her first photo spread or something? It was like a special outfit that she gave her from Spain or something.
Yeah, Maria gave her a sweater or something like that.
It was really cute.
She buys gifts for the babies, and she's there 100% of the time. So I would assume that the kids adore her, and that Will and Kate adore her as well.
Yeah.
I would hope that that's the kind of thing that Meghan and Harry can have too. Someone very reliable, someone who's going to adore baby Sussex.
And they wrote that on the Instagram. They wrote baby Sussex.
Uh-huh. I thought that was cute.
So I did, but I was hoping for twins.
You were hoping it would be twins. So
it still might be.
Baby
It still might be, but they're not going to admit it yet.
And the other big royal story this week was very shady and funny. It was a Vanity Fair story by Katie Nicholl, who is very connected to the Cambridge camp. She wrote this story about how the Cambridges are very happy and, everybody's getting along. Prince George absolutely loves his school and everybody calls him PG. And then at the very end of the story, Katie Nicholl added this very shady detail about how when William drops off George at school, he often goes and works out with all the mums.
Here's what I said. I pulled it up. William particularly loves to have a chat with some of the other parents, and he works out with some of the mums at the Harbor Club after drop-off. He's very chatty and amiable. So that's like coded shade. Coded.
I think that's coded like Rural Rivals was coded.
Yes.
I can never fucking say that. I'm sorry. It's like you didn't watch 30 Rock, but there was a recurring joke about rural juror.
You can't. It has too many and it's close together. Rural rivals. I can't say it either. Rural rivals. Yeah, there's something. I used shade wrong, so I didn't mean shade, but just coded language.
Yeah. It is coded, I think.
So I like to save little things to tell you. I totally planned last week to say that Jude Law was not well endowed. Like, I didn't write it on our notes. I planned to say that, but I meant it, This week I was going to compliment you on using the term wandering scepter about William. I thought that was hilarious. And I thought it right when I first read it. And of course, people were writing it in the comments. And then, sorry, go ahead.
I used to say wandering dong, and then you asked me to stop because of ad triggers and all that sort
If you say certain words, they'll be like, oh, we turned off the ads on this post for you.
So I'm always looking for cutesy euphemisms for sex shit. And so I thought, well, I bet I could get away with saying wandering scepter.
That was really good, and it's royal. It is. It's perfect for this. So La Unica Angelina, I called her the wrong name last week. I'm sorry. I called her Angelica, but it's La Unica Angelina. She comments a lot, and she's on Twitter. She did one of those clapping in between every word post. I'll put that in the post for this. If you are just listening to our podcast, we're at celebitchy.com/podcast is where you can find the post for our podcast. And this is episode 14. So she put that in there. And then
Wandering Scepter.
Wandering Scepter. And then her follow-up tweet was, "It's worthy of compliment and possibly a medal with it inscribed so she can wear it around her neck." You've written a lot of great lines, though. I don't know if that's up there, but it's close.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. You crack me up every day. So
thanks.
You do. So there's that story. Somebody wanted to make that into like Will being perfectly normal, but it just made him seem like lazy and flirting. Like, oh, he has all this time to go to the gym with the other mom.
He does have that time. He doesn't do a fucking thing.
What happened to his job doing the helicopter rescues or whatever? Didn't he have a job?
He doesn't do that anymore.
Oh.
He hasn't done that for months.
Yeah, but come on.
And Kate hasn't done anything for a month either.
For a month, no. If she's pregnant, that'll make sense because she might have that HG, whatever that is, hyper.
No, I don't think she's pregnant.
No, but if she is, then we'd be like, okay.
I don't think she'll get pregnant until later on this year.
Okay.
But I do think she'll get pregnant again. I've been saying that for a while.
She likes having babies. Yeah. She likes having kids, and she'll probably have another one. That's what she does.
But I agree with you that Kate just likes to have babies.
Yeah, that's her thing. You know, that's... No, I know, hate on that. No, I've known other women like that. It's not for me, but other women love to be moms and to have babies and to nurture children. That's what they like to do, you know, and they're very good at that. Yep. And that's too much work for me. But
and you know what? I think Kim Kardashian is like that. Not that she likes to be pregnant, like actually, you know, carry babies, but I think she likes having a baby in the house at all times.
Let's talk about Kim Kardashian. She's about to have her fourth baby via surrogate, and we know because she told us.
Mm-hmm.
She covered...
It's going to be a boy.
Oh, okay. Forgot. So they have now 2 girls and a boy, and then another boy coming?
Yeah, it'll be girl, and then boy.
Okay.
The last one was Chicago.
She covered Vogue for the first time by herself.
Solo.
Yeah. She was with Kanye and North in 2014 when everybody was saying it was the end of Vogue for featuring the Kardashians. And she dropped the news that she's studying for the bar in 2022. After she said that, I was like, and a lot of other people were skeptical of her. But then she did a follow-up post saying that she's been studying this for a year, that she's really dedicated to it. And she also shared her notes, and they were like these really meticulously written, handwritten notes. Mm-hmm. And the only thing she really got wrong about that was that she said it's not the case that her privilege got her to that point. I mean, she does not understand how much time she has for not having to work a regular job.
Right.
Or run a house, or do her own laundry, or cook. Or clean.
Yeah.
And speaking of house, her house is ridiculous. Or Kanye's house. It looks like an asylum or something. It is blank. It is huge. It's all white and beige. I like modern clean design, but I more like think Brad Pitt's design, like mid-century modern, sparse, but still livable. This had nothing. They had like a few plants. That's it. There was no decorations, nothing. The big thing was her freaking bathroom.
And I wrote about that. It didn't even register to me that the bathroom was that messed up. I guess because I was just so overcome with how bland and beige everything was. I just couldn't believe that 3 young children lived there. So everyone was like obsessing over the sinks, or should I say the lack of sinks. That's the way it looked when the Vogue video like panned over. And so Kim made this Instagram story where she showed exactly what was going on with the sinks. It's basically like a concrete block. Yes. And there's just like a very small, subtle like divot.
Like a little slit.
Yeah, in the concrete block. And Kim was bragging about how the water just goes down naturally and, you know, nothing ever happens. And she like sprayed it really hard and all the water like started backing up because, of course, it's a really shitty design.
Okay, first of all, there are so many hard edges in that bathroom. They have 3 little kids and they're about to have a 4th. And they said that's their family bathroom and they take baths. The tub is like that too. It's like hard edges of concrete everywhere. Okay. Then where are this?
It's like putting your babies in a crate.
Yeah,
That's what the bathtub looks like.
It's so bad. And where's the towels? Where's the soap? Like, how do you get toothpaste down that sink? I mean, she doesn't have to clean it, so I don't think she cares. Someone has to wipe all that down. I don't know.
Where did the kids actually like brush their teeth? Are there little stools anywhere? Or are they just like expected to just hang out there and just kind of aim for the very small divot on this concrete block? It doesn't make any sense.
So here's a clip from Kim's Instagram story where she's showing her bathroom and those crazy sinks. And we're including this in the post so you can see it for yourself.
So the sinks, Kanye drew this. 8 versions of this prototype sink was made. And it does actually like slightly slope down that you can kind of see. And there's a slit for the water, and it goes in. You can put it on as high pressure as you want, and no backsplash will come up.
Further on, she showed these little light switches, which are 3 little tiny dots. They look like buttons. And that's how they control the light. And everything's either white or beige. And it's ugly. I saw inside Kanye's home when he was single, and he had some pretty cool pop art. It was still sparse, but it wasn't this bad. It was more like modern cool.
He's gotten worse. Like, I think his style has gotten worse as he's gotten older.
As he's gotten with Kim.
I don't think Kim has influenced him that way. I think it's just his natural progression is to get more sparse and to get less colorful. I remember when he used to wear like pink suits and stuff. He used to be like a snazzy dresser, and he used to like color.
Now it's all beige and plastic, and
that's how he designs too. Like, those are all of his clothes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I don't get it. I don't get this movement of everything white and beige. Ooh.
Well, it's Kanye's head. It's not a movement. Everyone else is like, okay.
Going back to Kim talking about going to law school, or like,
yes.
I mean, she described it very well in the Vogue article about the process, how she was fulfilling certain things within California law. And a lot of people were criticizing her without even reading the Vogue article where she explained it all in detail. What she's doing is perfectly legal in California. She doesn't need a college degree. She has enough credits from college to seek this kind of reading the law thing. She's fulfilling all of the exam requirements. She's going to be taking the baby bar exam.
She's working hard
this year, probably. Yeah, I think
she's working hard. She'll probably succeed or not. And even if she doesn't pass it the first time, just try again. This is a good thing. Yeah. I wanted to mention a quote that someone made on our Instagram. Kathleen D said that I would love to see her succeed. She's followed by so many young girls, and they need to know that education is awesome. Just imagine that perspective of it. All these people saying, she had a sex tape, or she's a reality star, or showing her butt. Hello, she wants to do something else, and you bash her for that anyway. Yeah. This is good.
And why can't a girl who made a porn go to law school?
Exactly.
What's wrong with that?
Right?
And I like it because she's older. She's well into her 30s, and she's going back to school to try to improve herself. I find that inspirational.
It's nice.
And I don't find Kim inspirational about many things.
I don't find her inspirational, but I'm glad she's doing it.
I do think it's legitimately inspirational, and I think that other women whose kids are growing up, they're like, should I go back to school? Should I follow my dream? And maybe they'll look to Kim and say, if she's doing it, maybe I could too.
Yeah, no offense. No offense. This woman has hundreds of millions of dollars. She could do whatever she wants. It's great that she's doing this. That's excellent.
I'm not saying that women think that they could do it exactly like her. I'm saying,
she's inspiring somebody.
Maybe they'll be inspired to take a community college course or something like that. I think that part of it is inspirational, that you don't stop learning, that you can be in your 30s and 40s and 50s and still go back to school.
Yeah, that's a good part of it. I agree with that. And like that quote from Instagram, it is good. It sets an example for people. And there are people who look up to her.
Yeah, there are. And honestly, I don't hate that. I think Kim has a lot of issues, but there are a lot worse role models than Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
There really are.
Yeah. So,
I mean, she's not the best, but she's not the worst either.
our society is so messed up in so many ways. And you told me not to write like this, but every once in a while I get a little too self-reflective and I'm like, oh God, how did we contribute to this? Does my career in a way contribute to this? Do you know what I mean? And are we perpetuating this?
I never think of that. I never do. I think what we're doing is fun and important in a lot of different ways.
It is, especially now that we're part of the resistance. I don't know how else to phrase it, but we cover celebrity news and we're also covering the new dystopia.
Even if we were just covering like celebrity news and fashion, people like that and people need that in their lives. They need something lighter in their lives so that everything isn't so dark and depressing.
That's true. And we try to do it in a way that has a little substance behind it. And if it didn't, it doesn't matter anyway, because there's a call for what we do. So,
yeah.
Okay. Jason Momoa, am I pronouncing his name right?
I think it's Jason Momoa.
I think it's Momoa.
I don't think so.
Momoa.
I think it's Momoa.
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 Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to splice in later a video of him saying his name, if I can find it. Like if you Google, how do you pronounce Charlize Theron? Fuck, I can't remember how to pronounce it. The Google suggested thing comes up with her saying her name. And that happens for also Priyanka Chopra too.
Priyanka Chopra.
Yes.
And then Charlize Theron.
Okay.
And then Jason Momoa.
Momoa.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snort.
It's okay. I'm still leaving that in.
Hi, this is Katie recording this later. We both got it wrong, although I got it right a couple of times just because I pronounced it different ways.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Momoa!
Jason Momoa!
I'm Jason Momoa.
Anyway, that Jason guy, he shaved his beard today. Well, on a video that we just saw, he shaved his beard while talking about how bad plastic disposable water bottles are.
He looks so different.
The main thing is that he looks different.
I thought he looked really different. Yeah.
People are divided.
I mean,
I was like skimming the comments and I was skimming the comments on Twitter and people are totally divided on whether he's hot or not. But I think it depends on whether you thought he was originally hot.
Well, people associate him with the beard because of Khal Drogo. I think probably even more so than Aquaman. People are just obsessed with Khal Drogo.
Yes.
Shaving off the beard was like, oh no, Game of Thrones really is coming to an end, But he was so hot and just like, rip your shirt off.
Did it. I would not say no, but he did not do it for me before. Well, you know me, I like him hairless, but he didn't.
Yeah, you like a bald and hairless. I like a furry bear of a man.
I like Jason Statham is my guy. I like Jason Statham.
Like Jason Momoa and Juan Martín del Potro are my guys.
Momoa.
Big furry men.
So you were like, he's okay. He lost it for you when he shaved his beard, correct?
No, I would still hit it. I just think he looked better with the beard.
It was so uncanny.
He did.
It was so
I thought
bushy, though. It was like...
Yeah, I mean, it was scraggly. It needed a trim, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he still looks cute. He looks very baby-faced all of a sudden with the beard shaved off.
He has that cute little scar, too. Did you see that
on his eyebrow?
Yeah.
That's very cute.
That is cute. So I went to an Easter party and my friend Rebecca is a Jason Momoa super fan. So I wanted to ask her what she thought of his new look. And our other friends joined us too, Blaine, and then I also spoke with Krista and Misty. So I really appreciate them talking to me. The audio was kind of bad in the room, so I cut it way back. But the gist is that 3 out of 4 of the women like him better shaved, and Rebecca likes him better original.
Rebecca, do you think he looks better?
I'm not into beards, but
Okay.
I really like Jason. I like him with the beard because it fits him. Or it's what I'm used to.
The beard fits him, you think?
Yeah.
Well, I actually hated the beard, though. Like, I didn't like his beard. I thought it was like a scraggly.
Yeah.
To me, like, don't grow a beard unless you can grow a beard. So he's hot, and everyone can say what they want, but he's not showing up in anyone's bed. No one's kicking him out of his bed.
No.
With a beard or without.
No one is going to kick him out. That is correct.
He's nice.
He's
to
a
look
beautiful
at both
man.
ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I thought he looked good both ways, but I like him better without it.
He looks much cleaner.
He does. He does. But I didn't think he looked dirty before. Not like, what's that guy from Walking Dead who looks dirty all the time? Norman Reedus, he on that show looks disgusting, and everyone always raves about him. So, comparatively speaking, Jason looked not too bad with the beard.
He looked like he had showered.
Yes, yay for them for being authentic, because he looks like he's been out in the woods for years with no shower. Why they think that's attractive? He doesn't look like that, and he, shaved or unshaved. Shaven. I still think he looks good. He's a good looking guy. If you like that type. Again, we can overlook those pants. Because I think the beard is secondary to why are you wearing prison pants?
Let's move on to the user feedback. You can call us with questions and comments at 434-218-3219. That's 434-218-3219. We're on Twitter as Celebitchy. That's me. And Kaiser at CB. That's Kaiser. And you can email us at info@celebitchy.com. Also, we just wanted to add if you could rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you're listening. It would help us out, and we appreciate that. And tell a friend if you like us. So Just Muya commented on Twitter. She's one of my Twitter friends. She said she loved this week's episode. That was last week. And she said, Warm Bodies is delightful. And 2, even with Heads Together, it was Harry who did all the hard stuff. He put himself out there and talked about his own mental health. Before that, it was just general stuff. And happy for him that he's doing his thing.
Yeah, that's true. William tried to talk about his mental health, but it came across as very whiny.
Or just not personal enough. It was self-pitying. It was very Lori Loughlin-esque.
Yeah, it came across as very whining and self-pitying, and maybe he didn't mean it like that. I'm sure he didn't. But Harry came across as very authentic when he talked about his mental health.
I think Harry's time in war, just among other soldiers, really changed him as a person and helped him get a depth.
And I honestly believe that Harry actually got like real therapy and it helped him in a real way. And I think that changed the way he talked about everything.
True, too. And Dog Obsessed Girl commented on Instagram, I'm so sad that I'm not the kindred spirit I thought I was to you, Kaiser. I love baby feet and or baby hand newborn photos. I love them because we said we didn't want to just see disembodied hands and feet of the royal baby.
We both hope that Meghan and Harry wouldn't do the baby feet.
Who cares about the baby's feet, really?
Yeah, if you want to post photos of the baby feet, that's fine. Just don't do it for the first and only photo that we have. Just do a photo of your baby or the mom holding the baby.
We need a face.
That's all I want. Yeah.
And she sent us a text of her dog with another dog. And I'm going to put that on the post because these dogs are just adorable. They're just both smiling. There's like her coonhound and a golden retriever puppy, and they're just really cute. So if you want to send us dog or cat pictures, go ahead and we'll post them on our podcast post. Okay, that's about it for our feedback. If you want to, I don't know what else to say. Maybe I'll just say I'm moving on. Do you? Let's move on to the comments of the week. So I had 2 because I prematurely called somebody a comment of the week and I saw another one, which is also very good. Marge Barge said on the Prince William's Wandering Scepter story, so I know the implication is supposed to be that he's hitting on the moms, but I must say I adore the mental image of Will going to Zumba class in full athleisure glory.
You like that comment because you do Zumba.
I do Zumba, but I also love 80s stuff, and I pictured him with like the sweatbands on his arms and like a sweat thing on his head.
I got a lot of tweets about that story and the idea of William actually working out, not just hitting on the moms. And one of the tweets was about like, imagine what he looks like really sweaty. And all of a sudden it really struck me about how gross that probably is.
I'm making a bad face. I'm like,
yeah.
I know you can say that I like bald dudes, but he's not working it. It's all that requires is confidence And he doesn't have the confidence to pull it off. Do you know what I mean?
He doesn't. He doesn't have the game.
No. And then we had this story about that Jana Kramer. She's really easy to cover because her husband cheats on her like every few months, and then she just sends it to
It's not funny, but yeah, it's true. Like, I never pay any attention to her, but every month it feels like there's a new headline of, oh, here she's talking about how he cheated on her again, you know?
Well, she did celebrate his 1 year of not cheating on her with an Instagram post. She did.
Oh, girl. You need to love yourself more.
So,
Jana.
Yeah. So he cheated on her up until they got married. And then she married him anyway. And then they had babies and he kept cheating. And then whatever. Oh no. That's the commenter I'm highlighting. Said, girl, he will cheat on a plane. He will cheat on a train. He will cheat in a house. He will cheat with a mouse. He will cheat here and he will cheat there. And your dumbass will still take him back. So stop.
That's very true. Especially since he's already done all of that.
Cheaters.
All right, so
Sorry.
My comment of the week was from one of the Lori Loughlin stories where she's just dripping in privilege and assholishness. And Chef Grace said, perhaps she's going for the temporary insanity deal, as this is the craziest denial I've ever seen. Like, she feels if she keeps denying she did wrong, the cosmic powers will see her good side and make it go away. Playing the pity me card. I'm a Christian mom who did what all good moms would do for their kids. Now go away and let me do my yoga. LOL.
That's exactly what she did, though.
I know. It just cracked me up because the imagery was so just right there.
That's exactly what she did. All right, so thanks for listening, bitches.
Thank you, bitches.
Okay, bye. Thank you for listening to the Celebitchy podcast. If you could please rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or your platform of choice, it will really help us, and we appreciate it a lot. You can call us and leave a voicemail at 434-218-3219. Our website is celebitchy.com, and we're also on Twitter under that handle and on Instagram as Celebitchy Official. Thanks again.